Preseason's been great. I think we've been working on new things, which has been exciting for everyone. There's been a lot of growth in that regard, and I think we're all just really excited to finally have some official games coming up. And there's no better way to start a season than with CONCACAF Champions League or whatever you want to call it games. So I think we're all really excited. It's new for the club, and it's going to be hopefully a very busy early start of the year, but it's a huge opportunity for us.
Obviously, playing in CONCACAF doesn't happen all the time. It's not a guarantee. So how excited are you guys for that, and how much emphasis are you putting on starting strong in that?
Yeah, I think it's a great reminder of our Leagues Cup run last year, which was the highlight of our season. And, like you mentioned, it's an honor to play in a continental competition. And so I think that's been the message to the group, is that we have to honor all the hard work we did last year and put our best foot forward and do the best we possibly can. I think it's really exciting for a city like Nashville to experience something like this. And again, we have to do our part by winning games and advancing, and that's never easy in these competitions. But I think this is something that Nashville can get really excited about, and so I think it's a huge opportunity for the team, and a responsibility for us to do well in this competition.
When it comes to the midfield, you lost Dax McCarty, of course, big part of this team, big part of this club as a whole, but you added a couple of new faces. So what has that group looked like so far in preseason, and what are you looking forward to with the new faces coming in?
Yeah, first of all, losing Dax, he's a special player, not only for our team but throughout his career in MLS. And so personally, I was fortunate enough to play with him in New York and Nashville. And I think I speak on behalf of the club that we're very grateful for everything that he's done, and we wish him nothing but the best. And we know that he'll do well in Atlanta. In saying that, we do have some really nice additions. A guy I'm very familiar with, Drew Yearwood, who is very powerful, very talented. He does give us more power in that midfield, which I think is helpful, and it gives us a different look, and it's a great option to have, especially when we have so many games early on, hopefully. Then there's Amar, who has a great passing range, very technical player, and we're just adding guys that have great attitudes and that have fit in with the locker room really well, and preseason highlighted that. So very excited for that. We can go down the line with other additions, which I'm happy to talk about, but especially in that center midfield role, I think we have a really great group.
Gary's talked a little bit about wanting to implement more of a press, and I think we saw some of that in the Birmingham game that we were at last week. How do you feel like that's going? Kind of maybe changing things up a little bit as far as how you play.
Again, I think going into this year, we're trying to make that step, and we're trying to reach that next level. And so if we can have more aggressiveness on both sides of the ball, I think that's helpful, and I think that's something that we'll continue to work on. Defensively with the press, I think it's very effective. You see teams in this league can create a high volume of chances with a successful press, and we were able to do that at times last year, but we know that coming out of last year, it's an area we can improve on. And so I think we've been able to implement that throughout a bunch of different games this preseason. At times it's worked really well. At times we've been a little vulnerable, but that's what these games are for. And it's important for us to go through this now rather than during the year. And so if we're going to really go for this thing, I think you saw it against Birmingham. It can be very effective, but there's going to be different formations, different looks, different adjustments teams are going to be making. So that's why it's so great to have all these different teams to play against. And I think we're improving with it. It's something that we'll continue to work on. But again, that aggressiveness on both sides is going to be really helpful for us trying to take that next step.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sean.